Mary Jean Millie Tomlin is an American actress, comedian, writer, singer, and producer. Tomlin started her career as a stand-up comedian as well as performing off-Broadway during the 1960s. Her breakout role was on the variety show Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In from 1969 until 1973. She currently stars as Frankie Bergstein on the Netflix series Grace and Frankie, which debuted in 2015 and has earned her nominations for 4 Primetime Emmy Awards, 3 Screen Actors Guild Awards and a Golden Globe Award.
In 1974, Tomlin was cast by Robert Altman in her first film. Her performance as Linnea Reese in Nashville won her several awards and nominations for the Golden Globe and Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress.
In 1977, her performance as Margot Sperling in The Late Show won her the Best Actress Award at the Berlin International Film Festival and nominations for the Golden Globe and BAFTA Award for Best Lead Actress. Her other notable films include 9 to 5, All of Me, Big Business, Flirting with Disaster, Tea with Mussolini, I Heart Huckabees, and Grandma.
Her signature role was written by her then-partner, Gene Wagner, in a show titled The Search for Signs of Intelligent Life in the Universe, which opened on Broadway in 1985 and won Tomlin the Tony Award for Best Lead Actress in a Play. She is also known as the voice of Ms. Frizzle on the children's series The Magic School Bus. She won her first Emmy Awards in 1974 for writing and producing her own television special, Lily. Tomlin won a Grammy Award for her 1972 comedy album This Is a Recording. In 2014, she was given Kennedy Center honors, and in 2017 she received the Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement Award.
Tomlin was born in Detroit, Michigan, the daughter of Willie Mae, a housewife and nurse's aide, and Guy Tomlin, a factory worker. She has a younger brother named Richard Tomlin. Tomlin's parents were Southern Baptists who moved to Detroit from Paducah, Kentucky, during the Great Depression. She is a 1957 graduate of Cass Technical High School. Tomlin attended Wayne State University and originally studied biology. She auditioned for a play, and it sparked her interest in a career in the theater, and she changed her major. After college, Tomlin began doing stand-up comedy in nightclubs in Detroit and later in New York City. She continued studying acting at the HB Studio. Her first television appearance was on The Merv Griffin Show in 1965.
In 1969, after a stint as a hostess on the ABC series Music Scene, Tomlin joined NBC's sketch comedy show Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Signed as a replacement for the departing Judy Carne, Tomlin was an instant success on the already established program, in which in addition to appearing in general sketches and delivering comic gags, she began appearing as the regular characters she created. They became well known and she portrayed them outside of the show in later recordings and television specials.
Tomlin was one of the first female comedians to break out in male drag with her characters Tommy Velour and Rick. In 1982, she premiered Purvis Hawkins, a black rhythm and blues soul singer, with a mustache, beard, and close-cropped afro hairstyle, dressed in a three-piece suit. Tomlin used very little, if any, skin-darkening cosmetics as part of the character, instead depending on stage lighting to create the effect.
In 1970, AT&T offered Tomlin $500,000 to play her character Ernestine in a commercial, but she declined, saying it would compromise her artistic integrity. In 1976, she appeared on Saturday Night Live as Ernestine in a Ma Bell advertisement parody in which she proclaimed, "We don't care, we don't have to, we're the phone company." The character later made a guest appearance at the Superhighway Summit at UCLA on January 11, 1994, interrupting a speech being given on the information superhighway by then Vice President Al Gore. She appeared as 3 of her minor characters in a 1998 ad campaign for Fidelity Investments that did not include Ernestine or Edith N. In 2003, she made 2 commercials as an updated Ernestine for WebEx.
Tomlin brought Edith N to the forefront again in the 1990s with 3 animated primetime television specials. She published Edith N's autobiography My Life, co-written with Jane Wagner.
In 1972, Tomlin released This Is a Recording, her first comedy album on Polydor Records in 1972 that contained Ernestine's run-ins with customers over the phone. The album hit No. 15 on the Billboard Hot 200, becoming the highest-charting album ever by a solo comedian. She earned a Grammy Award that year for Best Comedy Recording.
Tomlin's second album, 1972's And That's the Truth, featuring her character Edith Ann, was nearly as successful, peaked at No. 41 on the chart and earning another Grammy nomination.
Tomlin's third comedy album, 1975's Modern Scream, a parody of movie magazines and celebrity interviews, featured her performing as multiple characters, including Ernestine, Edith Ann, Judith, and Susie. Reviewing in Christgau's record guide, Rock Albums of the 70s, Robert Christgau said, "When I hear Tomlin impersonate Susie Sorority or explain how she managed to play a heterosexual in Nashville, I thank God for making us a woman comedian instead of another light comedian. Next time, though, I hope she makes her a little funnier."
Her 1977 release Lily Tomlin on Stage was an adaptation of her Broadway show that year. Each of these albums earned Tomlin additional Grammy nominations.
Tomlin recorded a single/EP called The Last Duet with Barry Manilow.
Tomlin made her dramatic debut in Robert Altman's Nashville, for which she was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. She played Linnea Reese, a straight-laced, gospel-singing mother of two deaf children who has an affair with a womanizing country singer. The Oscar that year went to Lee Grant for her role in Shampoo. A comedy mystery, The Late Show, teaming Tomlin with Art Carney, was a critical success in 1977. One of the few widely panned projects of Tomlin's career was 1978's Moment by Moment, directed and written by Wagner, which teamed Tomlin in a cross-generational older women/younger men romance with John Travolta.
In 1980, Tomlin co-starred in 9 to 5, in which she played a secretary named Violet Newsted who joins co-workers Jane Fonda and Dolly Parton in seeking revenge on their boss, Franklin M. Hart, Jr., played by Dabney Coleman. The film was one of the year's top-grossing films. Tomlin starred in the 1981 science fiction comedy, The Incredible Shrinking Woman, a send-up of consumerism, and was the sickly heiress in the comedy, All of Me, opposite Steve Martin.
Tomlin and Bette Midler played two pairs of identical twins who were switched at birth in the 1988 comedy, Big Business. Tomlin also played chain-smoking waitress Doreen Pickett in Altman's 1993 ensemble film Shortcuts, based on stories by Raymond Carver. Tomlin performed in two films by director David O. Russell. She appeared as a peacenik ragu artist in Flirting with Disaster and later, as an existential detective in I Blackheart Huckabees. In March 2007, two videos were leaked onto YouTube portraying on-set arguments between Russell and Tomlin, in which among other things he called her sexist names. When the Miami New Times asked Tomlin about the videos, she responded, "I love David." There was a lot of pressure in making the movie. Even the way it came out, you could see it was a very free associative, crazy movie, and David was under a tremendous amount of pressure. And he's a very free-form kind of guy anyway.
Tomlin collaborated again with director Robert Altman in what would prove to be his last film, A Prairie Home Companion. She played Rhonda Johnson, one half of a middle-aged Midwestern singing duo partnered with Meryl Streep.
In 2015, Tomlin starred in filmmaker Paul Weitz's film, Grandma, which Weitz said was inspired by Tomlin, garnered rave reviews, and earned Tomlin a Golden Globe Award nomination.
Tomlin was the first woman to appear solo in a Broadway show, with her premiere of appearing nightly at the Biltmore Theatre in March 1977. The same month, she made the cover of Time with the headline America's New Queen of Comedy. Her solo show then toured the country and was made into a record album titled On Stage. In 1985, Tomlin starred in another one-woman Broadway show, The Search for Signs of Intelligent Life in the Universe, written by her longtime life partner, writer/producer Jane Wagner. The show won her a Tony Award and was made into a feature film in 1991. Tomlin revived the show for a run on Broadway in 2000, which then toured the country through mid-2002. In 1989, she won the Sarah Siddons Award for her work in Chicago theater. Tomlin premiered her one-woman show Not Playing with the Full Deck at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas in November 2009. It was her first appearance in that city, though she did tape an Emmy-winning TV special, a spoof of Las Vegas called Lily, Sold Out, which premiered on CBS in January 1981.
Tomlin voiced Ms. Valerie Frizzle on the animated television series The Magic School Bus from 1994 to 1997. Also, in the 1990s, Tomlin appeared on the popular sitcom Murphy Brown as the title character's boss. She also guest-starred on The X-Files in 1998, in episode 6 of season 6 as a ghost haunting an old mansion. In 2005 and 2006, she had a recurring role as Will Truman's boss Margot on Will and Grace. She appeared on the dramatic series The West Wing for 4 years in the recurring role of Presidential Secretary Deborah Fidier.
In the 2008 to 2009 fifth season of Desperate Housewives, she has a recurring role as Roberta, the sister of MRS McCluskey. During the 2008 Emmy Awards, Tomlin appeared as part of a tribute to the influential 1960s television series Laugh-In. Tomlin voiced Tammy in the 2005 The Simpsons episode The Last of the Red Hat Mamas. Tomlin provided a voice for the film Ponyo on the Cliff by the Sea, which was released in August 2009.
Since its launch in 2008, Tomlin has been a contributor for WowWow.com, a website for women to talk culture, politics, and gossip.
Tomlin and Catherine Hewson were in talks to star in a Desperate Housewives spin-off, which was given the green light in May 2009. The series plan was scrapped due to Hewson's illness, a recurrence of lung cancer. Hewson died on June 2, 2012, 20 days after the on-screen death from cancer of her character Karen McCluskey. In 2010, Tomlin guest-starred as Marilyn Tobin in the third season of Damages opposite Glenn Close, for which she was nominated for an Emmy. She also appeared in the NCIS episode titled The Penelope Papers, playing Penelope Langston, the grandmother of Agent Timothy McGee. In 2012, Tomlin guest-starred on the HBO series Eastbound and Down as Tammy Powers, mother of the main character Kenny Powers, and appeared in 3 episodes of Season 3.
Tomlin co-starred with Reba McEntire in the TV series Malibu Country as Reba's character's mother Lily Mae. The series started shooting in August 2012 with a premiere date of November 2, 2012, at 8:30 p.m. ET, but was cancelled in 2013 after 18 episodes.
Tomlin stars opposite Jane Fonda, Martin Sheen, and Sam Waterston in the Netflix original series Grace and Frankie. Tomlin plays Frankie Bergstein, recently separated from her husband of 40 years, while Fonda plays Grace Hansen, recently separated from her husband. Grace and Frankie become reluctant friends after learning their husbands are leaving them to be with one another. She received her first Emmy nomination in 2015 as a lead actress for the role.
Tomlin reprises her role as now Professor Frizzle in the 2017 Netflix sequel The Magic School Bus Rides Again, a continuation of the original series.
Tomlin is a lesbian. She met her future wife, writer Jane Wagner, in March 1971. After watching the after-school TV special JT. Written by Wagner, Tomlin invited Wagner to Los Angeles to collaborate on Tomlin's comedy LP album And That's the Truth. The couple did not have a formal coming out. Tomlin said in 2006,
"I certainly never called a press conference or anything like that. People didn't write about it. Even if they knew, they would Lily's collaborator."
On December 31, 2013, Tomlin and Wagner married in a private ceremony in Los Angeles after 42 years together.
Tomlin has been involved in a number of feminist and gay-friendly film productions, and on her 1975 album Modern Scream she pokes fun at straight actors who make a point of distancing themselves from their gay and lesbian characters. Answering the pseudo-interview question, she replies, "How did it feel to play a heterosexual? I've seen these women all my life. I know how they walk. I know how they talk.
In 2013, Tomlin and Wagner worked together on the film An Apology to Elephants, which Wagner wrote and Tomlin narrated.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.